happening, lads and lassies, and welcome back to the Dynamic Duo Presents. Today we're going back further into the 80s, because you know, why the hell not? And oh my god, are they talking about Batman again? Yes, you should have known this by the profile picture and all that art at this point. It's what we do best, okay? But second of all, we do have a lovely guest down at the bottom here, a returning guest, RJ the GOAT.
What's up? What's up?
So, MMA King Chris Jr. or Danny, did
What's going
yourself
on,
go
people?
first this time round? Because, you know, every time we do a video, I always let the guest do it. And, you know, it's the old man's turn, as you will.
Okay, cool. I respect that oldness. So this movie, let's just get straight into the nitty gritty of this. Okay, don't attack me, Burden fans, but you know, this movie is tremendously overrated. I can hear it right now.
What did you say? How dare you say that? How dare you say that? Dig it up.
Listen. Calm down. Okay, I'll tell you the things that I like about the movie. I like the Batmobile. I like the city. The Joker's good. Jack Nicholson, he's cool. Vicky Vale, cool or whatever. But Batman, Bruce Wayne, the main character. I mean, literally, now everybody gives the Schumacher films crap for being wacky and goofy and all this, but the first scene that we see of Batman is Bruce Wayne hanging from a ceiling. Okay, so we're just gonna okay, that's like the first wacky thing. We're not gonna get into like all the sexual jokes and everything, all the how can I say it, Vicky Vale's character. Okay. My thing with Batman, the thing about the Burton movies is like it's just like the reason why I believe that they're so praised is would you guys agree with me that this was the first serious take on Batman? Somewhat.
Other than the animated series, yeah. When it comes to live action, yeah.
I can agree with that, yeah. Because animation.
Yeah, it's the first serious. Yeah, it's the first serious take on Batman. And you know what? Like I said, there were some positives that came out of this. But my thing is it's just Batman itself. Like his combat style, it's not good. He's getting beaten up easily. Like, you got Bruce Wayne not acting like Bruce Wayne. Like, he's not even the rich playboy or whatever. He's like literally just a goofball. Like, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
I swear to God, when it gets to my turn, I'm going to fucking tear that line a new one. I swear to God.
I mean, and then you got Tim Burton himself even saying that he never cared about comic books in general too. So you put that on top of that, I just for right now I can't think of anything else. So I'll give it up to somebody else, like whoever wants to take over or whatever. Yeah.
All right. So first, I'll start off with the positives. So I think Gotham is really good. Like, the way Gotham looks is really good. I think that even though it's very Burton-y, it fits. It's very gothic, and that's what Gotham should look like. That's live action. You have to give credit to Burton for really taking it to that. But the Batmobile is great. That's arguably the best Batmobile we've ever seen, unless you're Matt Reeves.
It's top 5. It's top 5.
But let's talk about the performances. Jack Nicholson is really good as Joker. He kind of carries the movie for me. I feel like he was the one. It's very similar to Hamill's Joker. It's just Hamill's Joker live action. And I feel like Jack Nicholson doesn't get enough credit for his Joker. His Joker is really, really good. Can it be over the top at points? Sure, but
well, if they know anything about the Joker, that's the whole point of the Joker. Sure, he is over the top.
Yes, for sure. But it could be translating from comic to screen sometimes. You know what I mean? But Michael Keaton's Batman. Okay, so I like Michael Keaton as an actor. He's a very talented actor. But I like him as a Vulture way more than I like him as Batman / Bruce Wayne. I feel like he's just fine as Batman and Bruce Wayne. I think it's just fine. I don't think it's any more to it. I feel like people kind of overrate his performance as Batman. There's points with this movie where he kind of comes off as like he's being both, like, because when you're playing Batman / Bruce Wayne, there's supposed to be a distinction between Bruce is different from Batman. Like, they're both. Some people say that Bruce is the mask and Batman is like his true like self. But
which I argue as the
whether you agree with that or not, whether you agree with it or not, the one thing that we all know is that Bruce and Batman are very they're different, and I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that with his interpretation of both. Like, it just seemed like I also didn't really get to see the Playboy aspect. It just seemed Bruce. I feel like the problem with the Burton films, and we're gonna talk about Batman Returns down the line, I'm sure, but Michael Keaton's Bruce is too damn quiet. Like, you wouldn't my issue is when I look at him, you wouldn't think he's a billionaire playboy philanthropist. Like, it's
looks more like a librarian.
Yeah. Yeah, like he comes off that way. And then his Batman, and I know I'm gonna piss a lot of people off, his Batman's not really the only thing accurate about his Batman is that he's very he's too quiet as Batman too. He's very
Batman. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. I am the next. It doesn't.
He doesn't have that oomph as Batman. You know with one of the things that I know you guys are not big fans of the Nolan films, but the thing is that the Pattinson, the Nolan films and Reeves' Batman, at least you got the presence of Batman.
Yeah, well, I might not like the voice when it gets further on, but what I could argue, in the first one, he fucking killed the voice, so
he killed
I agree with the Nolan stuff.
But it's I feel like with Michael Keaton's Batman, there were times where it's I'm not feeling the oomph and the presence, oh shit, it's Batman on screen. I wasn't feeling that sometimes, but he's fine as Batman. But I just feel like Jack Nicholson steals the show. But one of my biggest problems with this movie is Tim Burton. I feel like Tim Burton, other than trying to make Michael Keaton's Batman Billy Joel, it's just
Billy Joel
Batman. But
Billy Joel Batman.
There wasn't enough respect with the character of Batman and the lore that comes with it and everything with Batman. It just seems like he just wanted. It's very Tim Burton-y, and I know that's gonna happen when you have directors that have a distinct style. But there were some points where it's just it's too Tim Burton-y. It's just too goofy.
Yeah,
sometimes too goofy. And too weird and creepy, and I don't know. There was just some stuff to me I just didn't really vibe with when I was, how when you like a movie when you're little and stuff, you're this is good. But as you get older, your film knowledge gets better, your comic knowledge gets better, and you're I don't know about this one, and that's kind of how I felt when I got to middle school and high school. I'm this movie's really not that good, but it's I told you two guys this in the past. It's a good Tim Burton movie. It's not a good Batman movie.
And
that's how I feel about it. I know this movie has a cult following.
Praise.
It did
praise.
I will give it this. It did a lot for that time in 1989. People wearing Batman shirts crazy that year. And I'll give it that, but it's not my Batman. It's not my Batman.
Not my Batman.
It's just not our Batman. It's true. Well, let's have fun and games. As we know, it is now my turn. And if you think they were harsh, wait until you see the load of this.
The main event.
One thing I will say that I don't like about this movie is Batman is losing to regular people. Go on.
Yes, that is stupid.
Yeah.
So let's get right into the fun, shall we? This is where the fun does begin. So, for me, right, I understand why people love this Batman movie, but to me, it's the most overrated Batman movie of all time. And let me state why. One, as much as I love Jack Nicholson Joker, I will always like his performance because, as RJ says, I can agree, it's probably the closest we're ever going to get to Mark Hamill's like animated adaptation. Why the fuck did we have to give him another background about him shooting Bruce's parents? Like, oh no, we have to tie it in somehow.
Oh yeah, I
shit,
forgot
man.
about
It's so
that.
annoying.
I forgot about that part.
Like that's
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Joker killed his parents.
Yeah,
I'm like,
his
ooh
name
no.
was originally Jack Napier as well, and it's just like, no. Stop giving the Joker a backstory. Yeah. I don't care if it's a movie. You don't give the Joker a fucking backstory. I've said it before, and I'll say it again.
Another thing, like to add on to your point, okay, if it was good, if you give Joker a backstory, if it was good, then I would
people will forgive it.
But it's just connecting it to like Bruce's parents. I just didn't like that, and I feel like he should have took inspiration from like, if you're gonna give Joker a backstory, take inspiration from the Killing Jokes Joker. He should take inspiration
the comedian,
and did that. But you know, I digress.
Yeah, me also on that point too is like I didn't like the mobster style of Joker. It's just not his thing. But go ahead, Adam.
Legitimately, like there's so much stuff in this movie I remember like that fucking made me cringe. Even as a child, like I didn't even have that like special connection with this even growing up. Like I liked it, but like I always knew there was something off about it, and I don't know why. But for me, like I know Tim Burton fans are probably gonna be like, "Oh, how dare you? Shut up, you fucking Backstreet Boy lookalike." Like I get it, right? Chill out, right? But you know, for me, it's just why is it in this movie, right? Is Bruce Wayne looking like a librarian that doesn't do much, and the only cunt that actually does anything in these movies is fucking Alfred. He's the only person that's actually doing anything, and then even at that, right? It's all just kinky, slutty jokes. It's weird and like fetishizy. And yeah, Gotham makes sense because, you know, it's called Gotham. It's kind of in the title. So, you know, it's not like he was like doing fucking wonders for the Batman. It's not like they haven't been doing that in the comics for about 10 years at that point, you know, totally not. But it's just one of these things that I've always found weird. It's especially the biggest thing I've always hated from that movie, and they had to fucking reuse it in that shitty Flash movie as well, was, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Why the fuck is Bruce Wayne saying that? He would never fucking say that. That's like having Batman
that's true.
on
that's
a fucking
unforgivable.
pole. It's not happening.
It's not happening. Like with characters and stuff that we all love from comics, when they like, if it's meme to death, sure, like that's fine. Like have a laugh about it. But when they reuse it, it's like he wouldn't do that. It's like Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3. He wouldn't dance like this. Like
he wouldn't be doing this crap, and he wouldn't be like, ooh. Like, no, like, why do you do this to our characters? It makes no sense. Also, for me, it's just like, remembering this movie, I don't remember much other than, Heath, get my Batman movies mixed up there. Obviously, Jack Nicholson's, like, Joker, and obviously, like, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those movies that everybody loves, but it kind of can be forgetful. Like, there's a lot of things you can remember, but it's not always the good things you remember. It's usually the bad stuff or the stuff that you're like, that doesn't really quite fit. So for me, like that's one of the things I've always hated about this movie. Is like, you know, people always love this movie to high heaven and say like Michael Keaton's the best Batman. No, he's not. He's not even close to the best Batman. And yes, I will fight you in the comment section on this. I don't care. Right? I'm sort of done watching people. Well, no offense, but don't care YouTube. I don't get money anyway. Dick ride the shit out of Michael Keaton just because, you know, he was the first Batman that they ever saw in the cinema. Stop creaming your little pants and just move on now, okay? Like, it's past the 80s now. Like, dude, I know nostalgia is a great thing, but if anybody can tell you that do not let nostalgia cloud your judgment, is this guy.
It's like, let me add on to that too, and everything. And let's just to be fair, once again, are the Schumacher films great? No, they're not. They're not. It's like they're not and everything. Let's be fair or whatever. But let's look at the Burton films again. Like they weren't that. They were just as wacky. Like I don't understand why people just turn off these blinds just to believe that like there was
especially when
like
you get to returns, like it gets ridiculous.
No, but I just remembered something fucking really stupid that always irked me as well. Do you remember in this movie that Joker randomly painted his face like normal skin color all the time for no apparent reason, and then wiped it off for no apparent fucking reason? Like, what was the need in that? Like, if you're gonna be the Joker, be the Joker. Like, I didn't understand why he would paint his face normal. I know it's to like blend in, but
that's the burn. That's the burn choice. That's the burn choice right there.
Because my thing is this: 89 through 97, they're not good Batman movies, man. Like, we got to be fair about this. They're not great, but they're just good nostalgia pieces. That like those are the best that we can do with those. Like, they were products of their time or whatever. But once again, just to give a little bit of positivity, because of Batman 89, we got like a whole bunch of animated cartoons from this. We got like, from Marvel and DC, because like they copied that model of like Batman the animated series from like Spider-Man animated series, X-Men animated series, all that. It's a Justice League and, Batman Beyond and all those things. So, I mean, this movie is a pillar in like pop culture, the Zeiss book or whatever, or whatever. But like it, and also another thing, the suit. We gotta talk about the suit. He can't even move his neck. Like you're literally a walking You're literally a punching bag, like a walking target, because you can't The thing about Batman is like he can dodge everything. You know what I'm saying? Like when he's fighting people or whatever, he's like ducking, bobbing, weaving, whatever. When he's Batman, this Batman, he's like has to turn his whole entire body in.
No, like my favorite scene from like this movie is like the one scene when he's up on top of the roof, and instead of going, "Oh, look, what's that up there?" he has to physically go. That's it. Like it's just like what the fuck? It's like no one moves like that.
Yeah,
it's like so that's what I have to say. That was the only positive thing I could say about the Flash. They upgraded the suit really good. Other than that,
no. I had to say this though. One of my biggest issues with the Flash is that they got Batman. I don't care that he's Batman. No. This particular version of Batman. If this was like Affleck's version of Batman, I could
You can believe it.
I could believe it. I could believe it. Michael Keaton's Batman is kicking ass like Affleck in this movie. Nah, I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. No, man. I'm like, hold on. We watched it, and I'm like, hold on. Like,
I remember when that trailer dropped. Me and you, RJ, were talking about that, and we were like, "What the fuck is he doing? Why is he fucking moving like this? He does not move like that."
He's like, my man's moving like this. Yo, hold on.
You're telling me an 89-year-old Batman is keeping up with mostly
keeping up with the new younger Batman. Yeah. It makes no fucking sense.
Like, nah, bro.
It's like no. He's getting beaten up by random street thugs, and like you're telling me that he just upgraded like this or whatever. Like I don't believe it. Nope.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. It's like that. I never understood why like Tim Burton done that. Where like every other Batman, like they might get punched or something by a normal rookie, but at least they wouldn't get manhandled. Where this Batman legit gets manhandled.
That's my thing. Like
it's like what?
We didn't have Michael Keaton's Batman, and I get it. The time period of when it was filmed, like you're not gonna like get like stuff. How like fight scenes are different when they were filmed back then. Like they're way different now than they were back then. Like now you can make it look believable, more cool. But my issue is, why is Batman fighting like this?
That's what I'm saying. It's like
what? It's like, man,
he's fighting like he's wearing hockey pads. Like ironically, the biggest joke from the Nolan trilogy, right? Is that
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
I don't wear hockey pads, but this Batman from the original moves like he's wearing hockey pads.
Yeah,
it's like I was saying, like it's bad if Adam West's Batman moves quicker than you, bro. Like that's not a good thing. Like, and I love you, Adam West RP, bro. But like I'm just saying, like
able to climb a wall quicker than Batman. Also, you gotta. Sometimes I also get thinking when people say, "Oh, fight choreography." It's like I remember like Best of the Best and stuff, and I would always argue like that had some of the best fight choreography. That was like in the the 70s, like late. I think it was with James Earl Jones, and so I always find it funny when people are like, "Oh, fight scenes were always like bad back then." I'm like, I don't think so. I just think it was comic book movies that were specifically bad with fight scenes back then, or like maybe like
Bloodsport.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
that's good.
I mean, Bloodsport. You have no excuse. Like he should have been moving like John Clark Van Damme. Man, that is Batman. We have to put some respect on his name, dude. Like, yeah, this was just. Listen, once again. We respect Michael Keaton. He's one of the GOATs on the Batman Mount Rushmore, but like you gotta turn it down a little bit. He's a little bit overrated.
For me, he's always going to be a better vulture. He's always going to be a great actor, but
he's a great actor for sure.
It's just when it comes to Batman, he's just not my sole favorite Batman. Also, at the same time, like even when they brought him back for the wrong movie. See, if it was actually a decent movie they brought him back for, it probably would be a bit more higher again for me. But you know, they had to put him in The Flash. You know, all these sort of things. But we still respect him. Don't get me wrong, Tim Burton fans. I just like ragging on people. So if you ever get upset or annoyed at anything I say, just know it's all fun and games. It's all jokes because, you know, here we actually like to have something called a laugh, unlike most people. So, moving on.
Yeah.
Yes, so.
I like his role as Birdman.
He was good in Birdman too. I've got that Blu-ray actually.
I forget he's in that.
What would you rate this movie overall then? Let's see the ratings.
Okay. Are you asking me first or whatever?
You can go first.
Yeah, go first if you want.
Okay. For me, if I was like still a kid, this will probably be like ironically an 8 or whatever.
The iconic 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
But as far as like a grown man, I say it's a 7.5, 7.6. You know, I'm not gonna be. You know, it's not bad. It's not horrible or whatever. I've seen worse or whatever, but you know, it's just like I want everybody to like keep that same energy when it comes to Schumacher was wacky and Goofy was dumb.
So was Burton.
Really?
Burton was just as weird.
Burton was just as weird. Okay, all right then. All right. But yeah, that's my rating.
How about
7.5 out of 10.
I swear, me and Danny, like his ratings when it comes to these films are always higher than mine. We I don't know what happened.
Oh, dude, I'm the same. I always
ever since Black Adam came out, he's just been like.
I'm the same.
Listen, like everybody keeps on saying you're so negative. Why are you so negative? I'm like, okay, if I don't have the hatred.
Here's what happened. Ever since Black Adam came out, whether it's on the Kings, whether we're doing stuff on Sundays or on here, when we're like reviewing a film, his rating is always higher than mine.
Oh no, it's the same.
I'm like, wait, what happened? Because for the longest time, for past 2 years, he's been like the one that's like, nah, this shit is ass, and like,
I thought Echo was horrible. It's like, so I'm keeping the same thing.
You know what I find funny? He actually went and flipped the script, RJ. He actually went and flipped the script.
He did.
Am I losing my touch a little bit?
Okay. For Batman 89, I give it a 7. You respect it as a filmmaker, like, you know, you're like, okay, he took risk, but it's just not for me. Like, you know, I already watch it every now. It's not like I can't. It's not a bad movie. It's just not a good Batman film. So I can't like. I can watch it and get through it, but you know, it's just not for me. Yeah. 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm going to be the lowest rating here. I'm giving it a solid 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Because for me, like I do like it, but like I don't have the nostalgia to it. I won't necessarily always go out my way to watch it. Like I own all Batman media. And obviously there's ones that I'll constantly go back to, but I'm sorry, one of them isn't fucking Batman 89. Like maybe every now and then, like every like few years or when we
if you're bored.
Yeah, if I'm bored,
Yeah,
if I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I want a cheesy laugh, I'll watch this, you know? But overall, like as a kid, even for me, it would have probably been like, just even like maybe an 8 at that as a kid. But like now it's like a solid 6 for me because like it's got some cool stuff in it. But it's overall, I don't have that nostalgia. I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I do. I'm not going to sit and be all fake and, oh my God, for views, you know? Like, I just don't care for that stuff. So, yeah. So, if that's everything, we now know what happens. It's a post-credit scene. Holy shit, we've not done one of these in a long time. So, where are we guys off to next?
Is it going to be cold? Is it going to be Christmas? Is it going to be, are we going to see kitty cats or are we going to see penguins? I don't know. We might even have somebody new that might be joining us next. I just don't know. Yeah.
We might. Also, they might waddle like a penguin. Anyway, moving on. If you have liked this video, you know what to do. Drop a thumbs up, subscribe, all that fucking YouTuber pish as everybody goes on about. And I shall see you guys in the next video.